I'm Jenny Klochko. Welcome to my first live. So while we, while we all have well-deserved break and spending quality time with our families and our children, I couldn't resist, and especially seeing all your Christmas and New Year greetings and wishes and your kind comment, I felt like I really need to say thank you. Thank you for being with me all this time. Last year I started this podcast. It was scary, but look at you. I've got the most kind, generous and very supporting community. So I would like to say thank you for being with me, for all your comments, for all your likes, shares, subscriptions. Who was that saying? Where's the million subscriptions? Let's have a look. Yes, at the moment we have 3,000 and is it 35 or 350? Anyway, yes, yes, my big thank you, lots of gratitude for all your kindness and support. Also, I would like to remind you about our achievements on this podcast. Our first record, which was there was interview by General Hodges, and his first time on the podcast, and it broke the record of 50,000 views, and it was amazing. And it was in June. And what happened with our third video? There was Anthony, the British soldier, who was fighting in Ukraine for Ukraine, still is. He's doing well. And that was the first record, and there was tremendous feeling because I think there was that video was watched 28,000 views. So thank you all for that. And also I would like to remind you, if you have time and you have inspiration to dive in some good reading on the topic we discussed or the topics you're interested, and we talking here on the podcast, I would like to remind you, we discussed many books here, but authors, just a few for you while you have time and inspiration. So my latest one is War by Bob Woodward. I like this book because of the insights, and it does give you the strong feeling that you're there, present in the room with the presidents, with the ministers, with the state secretaries. You read in their emails, you listen to their phone calls. Amazing book. It's very easy written. It feels like you forget you're reading it for work, or it's discussed very serious, dangerous matters for all of us. Yeah, great pleasure. So, highly recommended. Bob Woodward, the book, well, it is international bestseller. The next book, it's David de Jong, Nazi Billionaires, and yeah, it's something you didn't expect. My first feeling, and we discussed it with David, his interview, just if you haven't watched it, check on the videos on the channel and you'll find it. It was amazing because it feels like from the very first pages, like it's instruction how to become billionaire by all cost, by all means. And fascinating reading, lots of insight. You can feel as a journalist and as a reader what a solid preparation and research has been done with this book. I did come back to it, and I enjoyed it. So highly recommended. David de Jong, Nazi Billionaires. I hope you will like it as well. Crimea. Crimea is one of the topics we discuss, and of course, if the peace negotiation is going to happen this year in 2025, Crimea will be one of the matches to discuss. And as President Zelensky latest comment on that, he say we're not giving up Crimea, but we're just not strong enough to return it. Does he mean it? We'll see. I don't know. We discussed Crimea matters many times on the podcast. The latest one was with the partisan movement, Atesh. Please watch if you haven't watched. And absolutely spectacular work by Rory Finin, Blood of Others. He opens up lot of matters on Crimea, who's Crimea, and how significant Crimea in Ukraine's history, and all the Russian attempts to get it, and to... Crimea is a tricky one to hold to. It's absolutely unique culture, unique people, and I think it deserves more attention to look at it and to read. So highly recommend Rory Finin, Blood of Others. We have 2 parts of interview with Rory Finin on the podcast. I think that was May. Have a look. Absolutely pleasure to listen to the professor, and lots of intakes. Is Crimea Russian? Is Crimea Ukrainian? And how Russia treated Crimean people. Please do. And another substantial reading, it's by General Sir Richard Shiref, War with Russia. We talked with him on the podcast. I discussed matters with Russia. Some of the generals, like General Gerasimov, Sir Richard invited to his home, and while he was with NATO and working as commander, he had this personal meetings and personal impressions which he shared on our podcast. Listen to it, share what you think, and obviously the book. And my strong feeling when I was reading it, it was just General Shiref was very worried about Baltic countries, and he had insights how Russia was threatening, and before the big war, before everything, how Baltic countries feel unsettled being on the border with Russia, having Russia as a neighbor. So yeah, it gives you the flavor. What does it mean to stick to your independence, to your democracy, to your identity, while Russia all the time trying to take over your country. War with Russia by General Sir Richard Shiref. Let me know. I can see this. It was unplanned, this live, and I was thinking to do it quite some time, but it was different reasons to delay it or postpone. But so hopefully this year we will have separate day during the week where we can meet, discuss. I hope to answer your questions. So we discuss questions with the video posted, and our communication is going to be more closer, and maybe you have some ideas for the episodes, the guests. Please do contact me, leave in the comments, or send me the email, which you can find easily on YouTube. Thank you again for being with me on the podcast and being so kind, supportive, generous, and Happy New Year and Merry Christmas, belated Merry Christmas. And see you soon. Enjoy your time off, and I hope you'll feel more energetic, inspired, happier for this year, for this hopefully very good year, much better than the 2024. Thank you. Bye.